Well, alright, welcome back to As It Should Be. This is Paul Stanley from Kiss. That's right, and I'm standing in for Paul Bertolino from As It Should Be. That's right, he couldn't be here today, but I'm here. I'm here in the world famous As It Should Be studios. Come on. That's right, and I'm here to tell you that we have a special Halloween edition of As It Should Be coming your way tonight. Come on. That's right. And, I'm here. I had a little trouble getting into the world famous As Should Be studios today because, well, they almost didn't let me in because I brought my pistol with me. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I ain't talking about my 38 special. I ain't talking about my Saturday night special. That's right, I'm talking about my love gun. You know what I'm saying? Love gun. Yeah. Well, anyway, so I got in here with my love gun anyway because, you know, there was a lady at the door, and you know how they are about the love guns. But anyway, so I am going to be doing a special video tonight in Paul Bertolino's place. This is me, Paul Stanley from Kiss, not Paul Bertolino from As It Should Be. That's right. And, well, I got a thing called, what is it called? I got this idea. I got this here idea from Ralph Vieira from the Almost Human channel. And he got it from the Music Voice, right? Now, what it is it's like, okay, you know what? Just kidding. It is Paul Bertolino. Just kidding. Just kidding. I had you fooled, I know, but really, it's just me. It's just me. And, well, let's get back on what this is. What this is a, it's kind of like a March Madness kind of thing. You know, like, you know about what sports brackets and the whole thing. Well, this is kind of like a track versus track video, but with sports brackets. And I got this from Ralph Vieira, Dr. Fuck from Almost Human, and he got it from Music Voice. I don't know what Music Voice is, but that's where he got it. And now I just saw him a couple of nights ago doing one of these. He calls them Battle Royale. I'm not going to call mine Battle Royale because that's Ralph's name. I'm not Ralph's title for this. I may steal stuff from him, but I'm not going to steal his title. And he said he showed this bracket with all these songs that were to choose from in the brackets, and he said he was going to do a new video using this battle royale. And I thought, well, I'm going to do this too. And what I should really by all rights let him do it first because he stole it before I stole it. But I need a Halloween video, and well, this is it. And I got a hair in my mouth, or hair on my tongue. Okay, so without further ado, see, the way this works is that I'm gonna have in each bracket. Normally there's one song in each bracket, but whoever made this is a big Kiss geek and was overzealous and put 3 songs per bracket. So I'm gonna have to choose 3 songs per bracket before moving on to the next. Choose rather from 3 songs, and you know what? Let's just move forward and watch this, and instead of me spending much time explaining it to you, you'll know how it goes. Anybody who's a sports fan, you know how these bracket things work. It's, like I said, it's like March Madness without the March. It's October Madness. And, featuring Kiss. That's right, it's much, much better than March Madness because it's Kiss Madness, and everything's better when it's Kiss, right? Okay, so, alright, so let's get started. Now, my first choices are now. It's like I said. It's like a track versus track where I have 3 songs I have to choose from. I'm gonna choose my favorite Kiss song, and then it moves on to the next bit there. All right. So my first set of 3 songs to choose from is Detroit Rock City. You know, the opener from the Great Destroyer album, the classic Destroyer album. Strutter, the opener from the first album, and Calling Dr. Love from Rock and Roll Over. Yeah. Okay, so Detroit Rock City versus Strutter versus Calling Dr. Love. And, well, all 3 of those are classics, and I love all 3 of them. But I take Detroit Rock City. That's easy. I mean, come on, Detroit Rock City. You kidding me? Okay, so that moves over, ready to be paired up with the winner from the next bracket. And my choices for the next bracket are Cold Gin, Rock and Roll All Night, and Magic Touch from Dynasty. Oh yeah, Cold Gin, Rock and Roll All Night, and Magic Touch. Which one do I choose from those 3 songs? Well, it's a little okay. Process of elimination, no rock and roll all night. So really this is between Cold Gin and Magic Touch. And if I'm going to be real about this, it's Cold Gin. I mean, I really love Magic Touch, but Cold Gin. Now, let me mark these down, because this is definitely going to be something where I'm going to have to keep tabs on what I'm choosing. So, Alright, are we still moving here? I also got to keep tabs on my phone and make sure it's still shooting. And that's the thing. There are probably going to be, random jump cuts in this, because I can't let the videos get too long, because it'll take forever to upload. So here and there, it's going to suddenly jump cut to, the next shot, because I had to cut the video before it became an hour video. Alright, but for now, we're going to move on to the next bracket. Or no, we're not going to move on to the next bracket. What we have to do is put the winners of the first two brackets. Detroit Rock City was the first winner, and Cold Gin was the second winner. Now, Detroit Rock City and Cold Gin have to go against each other, right? Or, yeah, that's the way we're going to do this. Okay, so between Detroit Rock City and Cold Gin, whew, those are a couple of titans right there. That is difficult. Ooh, and it is so close, but I gotta go with Detroit Rock City. I mean, Cold Gin is really tough to beat, but Detroit Rock City, woo, I mean, that's a tough one to beat. So yeah, Detroit Rock City takes this matchup and goes. It advances to the next level. All right. So the next set here, the next pair of brackets. The first bracket, we have Deuce versus Unholy from the Revenge album. For the uninitiated, everybody watching is probably a Kiss fan, but if you're not a Kiss fan, Unholy is a later, early '90s non-makeup out from Revenge, from their non-makeup album '92. So Deuce versus Unholy versus 100,000 Years, 100,000 Years from the first album, which is a classic. And Deuce versus Unholy versus 100,000 Years. Ooh. Well, I really love Unholy. That's actually a really great later period track. In fact, an all-time great Kiss track. But, I mean, it can't win over Deuce or 100,000 Years. So really, this is between Deuce and 100,000 Years. And, well, I'm going to have to go with Deuce. And I really love 100,000 Years, but Deuce. Okay, let me mark that down. Okay, and now the next bracket is going to be Creatures of the Night up against Parasite from Hotter Than Hell, one of the best Kiss albums, and Shandy. So we have Creatures of the Night versus Parasite versus Shandy. Whew, okay. Now, actually, that's pretty easy. Parasite. Parasite gets that. Ace Frehley's Parasite. Written by Ace, sung by Gene. Yeah, come on. And so now I have to choose between the winners of these two brackets. Deuce versus Parasite. Deuce versus Parasite. Sorry, I'm getting hair in me mouth here from all the makeup. How do they do it? How do they manage this? I don't know. So Deuce versus Parasite. Ooh, that is tough. But I'm gonna have to go Deuce. I have to go Deuce, but by that much, or maybe even half that much. I mean, yeah. Okay, so Deuce. Okay, so the next two brackets, the next of the next pair, the next bracket of the next pair of brackets. Make sense? All right, I have here Heaven's on Fire, another 80s, well, not another 80s, but another non-makeup era. This is 80s, this is 84 from the Animalize album. Heaven's on Fire! Anybody who was watching MTV in 84, you know this song. And if you're a Kiss fan, of course you know this song. Anyway, Heaven's on Fire versus God of Thunder versus War Machine, the classic from Creatures of the Night. And Heaven's on Fire versus God of Thunder versus War Machine. Well, it's not going to be Heaven's on Fire, I can tell you that much right now. Eliminated. Between War Machine and God of Thunder, God of Thunder. It's got to be God of Thunder. I mean, War Machine is a super classic, Klassik. But yeah, God of Thunder. Come on. And then in the next bracket, in this pair of brackets, we have I Want You, opening track of Rock and Roll Over, easily one of the best Kiss albums. I Want You versus Crazy Crazy Nights, the opening track, the god-awful opening track from one of the worst Kiss albums, arguably the worst Kiss album, Crazy Nights. Yeah, Crazy Crazy Nights is from Crazy Nights. See how that works? Anyway. Also versus I from The Elder. So we have I Want You versus Crazy Crazy Nights versus I, okay? That couldn't be easier. Come on. I Want You. That's not even a contest. Not even a contest. I love The Elder, but I don't even like I. Like, the only track I really like from those three is I Want You. Oh, the hair. Ooh. Okay. Now, the next pair of brackets. The first bracket of the next pair is I Love It Loud versus Black Diamond versus Room Service. Oh, shit. So I Love It Loud versus Black Diamond versus Room Service. And, well, actually, that was pretty damn easy, too. Black Diamond. Come on, Black Diamond. One of the most classic Kiss songs of all time. The last track on their first album. Historically, usually, especially in early shows, the last song of their show before the encore, of course. Yeah, come on. Written by Paul Stanley, sung by Peter Criss, and great track. Now, for the next bracket of this pair of brackets, we have Rock Bottom versus Exciter versus Love Gun. That's right, because I brought my Love Gun in with me today. And it is indeed an exciter. And if you do not get, a chance of my Love Gun, well, then you're hitting rock bottom. All right. Yes, so Rock Bottom versus Exciter, which is from the Lick It Up album, the first non-makeup Kiss album. Rock Bottom versus Exciter versus, of course, Love Gun. And yeah, I mean, I don't know who made this bracket, who filled these brackets, but some of these are pretty damn easy. I mean, come on, who would not choose Love Gun? Whoever you are who would not choose Love Gun, let us know in the comments so we can laugh at you. So we can go, you're not a Kiss fan. Yeah, Love Gun. Come on, are you kidding me? Now, the winners of these two brackets go against each other now. Love Gun versus Black Diamond. And you know what? That one's easy too. Love Gun. Come on, Love Gun. Oh, you know what? I messed up a little bit. Nothing major, but I forgot to do the winners of the previous two brackets. Did I? God of Thunder versus I Want You? I didn't pit those against each other. And, well, I Want You. I Want You wins over God of Thunder. So that wins out of that pair. Okay. So this is, we have a left side and we have a right side. Now, this is everything from the left side. And those winners are Detroit Rock City, Deuce, God of Thunder, or I Want You, and Love Gun. Now, now what I have to do now is go back and put Detroit Rock City against Deuce, the first two winners of the first two sets of brackets. Detroit Rock City versus Deuce. Oh shit, that is ooh. Ooh. Oh. Ooh. Detroit Rock City versus Deuce. Oh, man. That's almost impossible to choose. But I got to choose! Oh, shit. Okay. Well, Detroit Rock City versus Deuce. mean, I got to go with Detroit Rock City. I really hate to count Deuce out, and I hate for anything to win over Deuce, but I mean, come on, Detroit Rock City. All right. Now we have the next two winners of the next couple of pairs of brackets, and that's I Want You versus Love Gun. Whew. Well, I Want You. Yes. Over Love Gun. That is a super treacherous pairing. Yet, I can tell you right away, I Want You. So that means Love Gun is out. Alright, so that means I Want You moves on to here. Okay, so that means I have two final songs from the left side to put against each other, and that is Detroit Rock City versus I Want You. Detroit Rock City versus I Want You. Woo! You know what? I Want You. That's right. Detroit Rock City loses to I Want You. I'm going to take... Yeah. You know, my first two Kiss albums were Destroyer and Rock and Roll Over, which I got in 1976 when they were brand new. Actually, I got them on the same day, just like a couple weeks after Rock and Roll Over came out. And so they both kind of hold the same place in my heart. You know, they both are, as far as timeline is concerned, and my personal history with them, they really are just neck and neck. But if I have to be real, I Want You. So, let me make sure I have this written down. I Want You. Okay. All right. Okay, so now we move on to the right side. The left side has been done. We have the winner of the left side. Now we have to do the right side. And in the end, the left and right side are going to battle to give us the final winner. Okay. Now, in the first pair of brackets on the right side, we have I Was Made for Loving You, Domino, and A Million to One. That's actually a little tough. Because, you know, honestly, none of those three are really just like favorites of mine. I like all three of those songs, but none of them are like, you know, I Want You or Love Gun or Detroit Rock City level songs for me personally. And sometimes those are the toughest to choose from because, yeah, I don't know, because there's no real passion behind either of the three of these for me. But I Was Made for Loving You versus Domino versus A Million to One. And this is not going to be a very popular pick amongst fans because I think most Kiss fans would choose A Million to One. But I'm not choosing A Million to One. I'm choosing I Was Made for Loving You. Yes. I like Domino. Actually, I really like that one, really. But, yeah, I Was Made for Loving You. I Was Made for Loving You gets this. And moves forward. Okay, the next bracket in this pair gives us Baby Driver, Peter's song from Rock and Roll Over, Hard Luck Woman, well, actually another Peter song from Rock and Roll Over, but Peter's song, not Peter penned, versus I Stole Your Love. Wow, that's so easy. Jesus Christ. Baby Driver versus Hard Luck Woman versus I Stole Your Love. Boom, I Stole Your Love. Like all day. Are you kidding me? That's not even a contest. Not even a contest. Not even a second of thought goes into that. Okay. Now the next pair of brackets, the choices of the first bracket of the next pair is Rocket Ride. Oh man, Ace's classic. One of my favorite Ace tracks from the side 4 of Kiss Alive 2. For the uninitiated, Kiss had the second live album. Side 4 had all new studio tracks. Ace's track on that side was Rocket Ride, and it's one of my favorite Kiss tracks. Up against Mr. Speed and Got to Choose. And well, I got to choose from these songs, and that is so easy. And I love Got to Choose. I love Mr. Speed, but I love Rocket Ride so much more. That's Yeah. Boom. Rocket Ride gets that. Okay. Next set. Or no, not the next set, but the second bracket of this pair of brackets is God Gave Rock and Roll to You, too. Yeah, that's an Argent cover that was on that's on the Revenge album. They kind of rewrote the lyrics a bit, but so it's kind of like Rod Argent and Russ Ballard or whatever, and Paul and Gene and like Bob Ezrin and everybody else who wanted a piece of the action and get some publishing money. And that goes up against Lick It Up and Hotter Than Hell. You know, God Gave Rock and Roll to You, Lick It Up, and Hotter Than Hell. Whoever made these, they made it pretty easy on some of these. On a lot of these, that is not even a contest. Hotter Than Hell? You kidding me? Okay, all right. So the next pair of brackets, the first bracket from the next pair, I have Christine 16 versus Shout It Out Loud versus Psycho Circus. Yeah, Christine 16 versus Shout It Out Loud versus Psycho Circus. And of course, Psycho Circus is the reunion, the opening track of the original Kiss reunion album that didn't really feature the original Kiss. And Psycho Circus is one of the few good tracks on that album. But Christine 16 versus Shout It Out Loud versus Psycho Circus, you know what? Christine 16. Yep. I think a lot of people would choose Shout It Out Loud, and they would not be wrong. But I am Christine 16 all the way on that. And I do like all three of those tracks quite a bit. Okay, now the second bracket in this pair of brackets is Thrills in the Night from the Animalize album, another one of those songs you would know if you were watching MTV in 1984, versus Making Love. Ooh, one of the best tracks. I was going to say one of the best tracks from Rock and Roll Over, but really this is one of the best Kiss tracks, period. Versus Shock Me, arguably the most classic Ace track. I'm more of a Rocket Ride man myself, but come on, Shock Me. Okay, so Thrills in the Night versus Making Love versus Shock Me. Thrills in the Night, eliminated. Like that can even... come on, really? Who would choose that? Is there even one person watching who would choose Thrills in the Night over Making Love or Shock Me? If you're out there, make yourself known. So this is really between Making Love and Shock Me. And love Shock Me. Love Ace. But Making Love, man. Making Love is so... oh my God, that is easily one of the best Kiss songs. No contest! Well, a little bit of a contest, but I mean, I knew right away what I was going to choose. Okay. Alright, so the last pair of brackets... the first bracket in the last pair, we have Tears Are Falling versus Firehouse versus Let Me Go Rock and Roll. Now, Tears Are Falling versus Firehouse versus Let Me Go Rock and Roll. Let Me Go Rock and Roll. Yeah, Let Me Go Rock and Roll. It's just such a simple, fun, great, just straight ahead rock and roll song. You know what? Yeah, I really love that. A lot of people don't like Firehouse, or I hear a lot of people commenting either that they don't like it or it's just not a favorite. I've always loved Firehouse, but come on, man, Let Me Go Rock and Roll is much better. Yes, even though Paul Stanley from Kiss didn't write that one, it's the best one of the three. Now, the final bracket in the final pair of brackets, we have A World Without Heroes from The Elder, Beth, and Forever. And World Without Heroes versus Beth versus Forever. That one's pretty easy. I know exactly what I'm going to pick. A World Without Heroes. Yes. I take A World Without Heroes certainly over Forever, and I take it over Beth. Okay, so now these have all moved on to the next level, so I got to go back now. So now the winners from the first two brackets on the right side, I Was Made for Loving You versus I Stole Your Love. I Stole Your Love. In its sleep, I Stole Your Love. You kidding me? And then the winners of the next two brackets, Rocket Ride versus Hotter Than Hell. Oh, love Hotter Than Hell. Absolutely love Hotter Than Hell. It's a perfect album. Every song I love on that record. Title track, everything. But dude, Rocket Ride, yeah. Okay. Now, sorry, I'm having a moment of doubt, like, oh, did I mess up? I don't think I did. Alright, so now we have the winners of the next set of brackets. Christine 16 versus Making Love. Making Love, yeah. You know, I've always loved Christine 16. It's like just a great pop song, like a great guitar pop song, like great 70s guitar pop song. I love that ding ding ding. I love the piano in that track, everything. But Making Love, oh my god, are you kidding me? Yeah. And then the winners of the last set of brackets, Let Me Go Rock and Roll versus A World Without Heroes. And, well, just another easy choice. Let Me Go Rock and Roll. I really do love World Without Heroes, but Let Me Go Rock and Roll. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, now let's go back up to the top of the right side, and we have to put I Stole Your Love versus Rocket Ride. Ooh, 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 ooh. I Stole Your Love versus Rocket Ride. Ooh. Oh, man. Oh. I need to take a taste of cold gin in order to think what's went over. Oh. Woo. Oh, man. Rocket Ride versus I Stole Your Love. Do I got to choose? I don't know if I can. Can you choose for me? Oh, jeez. All right. Ugh. Oh, man, this is really hard. This is going to take a second, guys. Rock and Roll. I Stole Your Love versus Rocket Ride? Ooh. Ah, shit, you know. Rocket Ride. I have to go with Rocket Ride. Oh, but by one of these hairs, just like, yeah, not even like a half. It's like by that much. Okay, so now the winners from the last two sets of brackets, we have Making Love versus versus Let Me Go Rock and Roll. No contest. Making Love. Yeah, are you kidding me? Oh, yeah. By far. By far. So, now, what I have to do is, we have two songs standing, two last songs standing from the right side, and that is Rocket Ride versus Making Love. Ooh. Rocket Ride versus Making Love. Ooh. Man, this is treacherous. This is getting treacherous. So many easy choices, but this is not one of them. Ooh. Making Love versus Rocket Ride. Sorry, Ace. I'm choosing Making Love with that. Making Love with that. I'm choosing Making Love for that. Okay, y'all. So this brings it down to the final choice. The final two songs out of the whole thing are now up against one another. We have Making Love versus I Want You. Yes, the opening track of Rock and Roll Over, I Want You, versus the closing track of Rock and Roll Over, Making Love. Oh, man. Ooh, okay. Another drink of cold gin? All right. Ooh. Give me a second here. I Want You versus Making Love. I mean, if I'm going to be real, it's kind of a tie. But there's no room for ties on this. Making Love. Making Love wins. Making Love wins the whole tournament. So out of all the songs that yes, the whole thing, there you go. The grand prize winner of this contest, Making Love. All right, well, there you go, people. There you go, people. Now, yeah, anyway, this is my big Halloween video, my big Monday. It was luckily Halloween fell on a Monday this year, because that can give you my Monday video and cover Halloween all in one fell swoop. And, you know, and even do Kiss, right? I haven't done enough Kiss videos, right? All right, well, everybody, thank you. Hopefully this wasn't too confusing. Hopefully you were able to follow along. Hopefully it made sense, and hopefully it was entertaining. And everybody, thank you very much again for all the new subscribers, and everybody, you know, thank you to the vinyl community Guncles, who recently shouted us out as well. And I love the vinyl community Guncles. If you haven't watched Robert Fithen, I've spoken about him before. He shouted out the channel a couple weeks ago or so, a few weeks ago, and thus gave us a whole bunch of new subscribers. Well, Robert Fithen has another channel that's a group channel with a bunch of his buddies. We have Mike from HubTunes, you know, Robert, or Richard rather, from, see, I'm going to mess this up. I'm messing it up, but I'm going to leave it in, right? I'm not even going to do this as a special end tag mess up. I'm just going to have the mess up right in the episode. Richard from Calvin Wazoo, and of course Craig from Craig's Vinyl Plethora, all right? Those four guys have a channel called Vinyl Community Guncles, and I love the Vinyl Community Guncles. It's just four guys who love records, who love vinyl, and they have like these really long hour and a half episodes where they just talk about their favorite records, and they have little, you know, they have album reviews, and they always have sort of like themes for each episode, and it's really entertaining, and they're really fun, and they have a lot of chemistry, and they're just really fun guys, and they're really great guys, and I love them. I love to watch them. They are essential weekly viewing for me personally, and they should be for you too. And that is our Halloween episode for this year. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you do subscribe, though, click the little bell so you get notifications, like, comment, and all that kind of stuff. And you know, shout out to Ralph Vieira, who, you know, indirectly, who gave me this idea indirectly. Like he stole it, then I stole it from him, so we're all stealing it like it's love, right? And yeah, anyway, everybody, I will talk to you soon. We're going to see you on Thursday. Crystal Durant and Tommy Von Voigt are going to be back on Thursday. We're going to be giving you our singles from 1982, so do be watching out for that. I will see you guys soon.